Afternoon, dear students. Today we are going to start our new lesson, that is lesson number 7, population. Children, we have been listening this word, right? We have been listening this word since our lower classes, population, right? So now, can you all tell me the meaning of population? Can you all tell me? Okay, very good, children. Almost everyone is responding to me. Yes, here some are telling me that it is categorizing the number of people in a particular place or country. Yes, population means number of people, total number of people in a place. Very good, very good. Number of people in a state or country. Wow, very good, very good. Here Vedant told me Janasankhya. Okay, Janasankhya. Very good. Great, great. So here, what is population? A population, it may refer to an entire group of people, objects, events, hospital visits, or measurements. So this is what a population, that is what it can be said to be an aggregate observation of subjects, okay, grouped together by a common feature. Okay, so that is what it may refer to, entire group of people living in a place, in a country. Okay, let us consider in this way. Okay, so here you can see in this picture there are many people sitting, okay, together. Yeah, so here moving ahead now, children, see, do you all remember in school when we used to come, okay, during our first lecture, your class teacher used to take attendance, right? So what we used to do, basically she used to mark the number of students present or absent in the class. Okay, right? So there was what? There was a total strength in your class. So for example, there was what? There was 50 students in one class. Let us consider that in one class there are 50 students. So how many number of girls are there? How many number of boys are there? Right? So we used to what? Differentiate it. Okay, so 50 students are there, so let us consider 25 girls and 25 boys. So one day what happens if your teacher is taking attendance? So for example, on so date, out of 25 girls, 20 girls came to school. Here from boys, 21 boys came. So what is happening? We have a count of it, right? From this, what we know, we have a count, okay? That so and so girls came, this much number of girls came today in the school, right? Then this much number of boys came to school. 4 girls were absent, 5 boys were absent, 3 girls were boys were absent. So what are we doing, children? We are counting, right? We are counting and we are keeping a record of it. Yes or no? What are we doing? We are keeping a record of it. So we will what? If we consider this, that 8th A, this much students were present today and this much students, for example, let us say 45 students were present today and 5 students were absent. From 8th B, again there was some number, and from 8th C, again there was number. So what are we doing if we consider that which class has the most absent, which class has maximum strength of the student? So what are we doing? We are keeping a count of it. What are we doing? We are what? We are keeping a count of it. So from this, from whatever we have discussed now, we have done what? We have obtained information about the strength of students in our class. Yes or no? So in the morning when teacher used to come, she used to take the attendance, okay, that today so and so students were present in my class, this number of students were absent in my class. So from that, what we understand, we get information about the strength of students in our class. Okay, so then we used to on the blackboard. Yes or no? Do you all remember it? We used to do it. Yes. So all these things were done. So from this, what we understand, we were getting information about the strength, number of students present in our class, number of students absent in our class. Okay. So in this way, in this similar manner, information can be obtained about the population of village, taluka, district, state, nation, and world. Children, yes, you must have seen that from the government. Okay, there are some officials sent and they visit your house and they ask you how many number of people are in living in your house. Okay, are there small children, their age? Okay, so all this information is what collected from the government. Okay, so see, in such manner information can be obtained about the population of a village. So if you are considering a village, so and so, how many male are there, how many females are there, number of small children from, so we can even categorize according to the age. Okay, that in this village, from the age group of what, from 0 to 5, this much population is there. Then from 5, from 6 to 10, so what, we can even categorize it. Even we can categorize in case of male and female. Okay, that this much number of male are in our village, this much number of females are there. Okay, so such can be done. Okay, so from that we can obtain information about it. So while obtaining this information, we have to also consider age. Like I told you, according to age we can classify it, according to sex ratio we can classify it. Now what is children's sex ratio? It is the ratio of males to females in a population. What is sex ratio? It is a ratio of males to females in a population. Literacy. Now next is literacy. Now literacy is what? The ability to read and write. So how many people are able to read and write in our village or in our taluka, in our district or in our state? So you must have heard that literacy rate of India is this much. Literacy rate of Maharashtra is this much. So in Maharashtra, so and so number of people are able to read and write. So they are what? They are literate. Clear? So now you people, you are taking education, you are pursuing education. So you are what? So in future you will be able to read and write. Yes or no? Clear? So this is what this is called as the literacy. Now, several other factors are also responsible for the development of a region. Okay? There are some other factors also, not only literacy, not only as the population increases, we are going to need shelter. We need extra resources to fulfill our needs. So see, on the population, other factors are also dependent on it. We have studied in our previous and so sources are only as it is growing, so their need are also going to increase. Clear, children? Now moving ahead, while studying the population, so now if we are studying a population of, okay, so when we have to consider these aspects: population growth, population distribution, population density, structure of population. So these are what? These are the four aspects which we have to consider. Aspects which to consider it while studying the population of any particular region. So first we are going to study about the population growth. So now see, children, for example, if we consider two cities, if we are considering city A and city B, okay, so what we will consider, let us see that in city A during 2016, its population was what? Around 1 lakh of city A. Clear? Of city A and city B. These two cities we are considering. So city A was having what? 1 lakh around population during 2016, and city B was having what? 1,10,000 population during 2016. Okay, so here in this only we are able to understand that city B is having more population as compared to city A. Now what happens later? The number of children born. Okay, what happens? 2,000 new children were born in city A and 2,750 were born in B. Clear? Next, what happens? The number of death rates. Okay, the number of death rates in that year was how much? 1,500 in A, and in B there was how much? 2,200. Okay, then number of people migrated. So we are considering the few points. So now 23,000 people migrated from city A to other places, and 15,000 people migrated from city B. So see children, continuously what we are doing, we are comparing these two cities, okay, and we are getting what different numbers, okay, we are getting what different numbers. So now see children, what happened from this, what we understand that sometimes there is a increase in population, and sometimes there is decrease in population. Clear children? Population, what, it's not going to be constant. Population, and other times there is an decrease in the population. So this increase or decrease is the following factors. Now there are there are some other factors also. See children, population is not going to be same every time. That in 2016, that if we have considered in 2016, my population of the city was 1 lakh only. So is it in 2017? It is obviously going to increase, and if it is obviously going, because there are the newborn children, there are newborn children also, and there are number of deaths also. So it is going to change, it is going to increase, or it is going to decrease, right? So this increase and or decrease is related to the following factors. Study. First one is number of live births per 1,000 people in a year shows the birth rate. Now what is birth rate children? It is the number of live births per 1,000 people in a year. Okay, so it is what? It is number of live births per 1,000 people in a year shows the birth rate. Next is death rate. The number of deaths per 1,000. So we are considering what? 1,000 people in a year. It shows what? The death rate. Life expectancy. Okay, this is another term children. It is what? Life expectancy is what? The average lifespan of an individual expected in an area at the time of birth. Okay, what is a life expectancy children? The average lifespan of an individual. So here it is what? It is expected that so and so individual, their life, his or her lifespan is, okay, in an area at that time of birth. Okay, it is expected. Clear? Now next is migration. Migration is another important children. See, as the opportunity, if for example any city is having all the resources, in that there is what? There are region. So what in that city, the future, right? So the movement of an individual or a group out of an area or into an area is called migration. Now what is migration children? The movement of an individual or group of people, okay, which are migrating in that region, or they are migrating from that region. Okay, they are coming in one city and they are moving from that city, is called what? Migration. So when people move into population, when a people move into population, a region a region from outside for residence, it is called in migration. Now what is in migration children? When people move into when a people move into a region from outside for residence. Clear? They move what? They move for in a region from outside for residence purpose. It is called in migration. And when people move out of a region for residential purpose, it is called out migration. Clear children? What is in and out? What is in and out migration? Yeah. So now see children, all these above factors affect the population growth. right? Obviously they are going to affect the population growth in that particular area, because what, the birth rate, the death rate, okay, life expectancy and migration, that people are moving in and they are moving out. Clear? So number of people came in our region and number of people came out, so they went out from our region, so that is going to affect, right, that is going to affect the region or the. Now next, here see children, this all these factors which we studied, okay, we factors which we studied, they affect the population. So the difference between the birth rate and the death rate is clearly responsible for natural changes in population. Now see, the difference between the birth rate and death rate, the number of individual born and the number of individual died, okay, the death rate is clearly responsible for the natural changes in population. Okay, the changes which are happening, they are the natural changes, right? The number of people born, ये तो natural changes है, okay, it is not happening because of any other disaster or anything. They are the natural, the number of people born or number of people died, okay, that is the natural changes in population. Similarly, migration of an individual or a growth constantly results in the change of population. See, the people or they which are migrating, or the group which is constantly migrating, it is also results in the change of population. The unchecked growth of population puts pressure on the resources of a region. Now see children, sometimes what happens, there are certain regions where the population, where the people or the population, the growth of population is unchecked. They are not counting that how many people are, they are not keeping a record of it. So because of that, what happens children, there is what, it puts a pressure on the resources which are available in that region. Yes or no? Because we don't know that how many people were born, right? How many people were born, okay, or how many people are migrating, we don't have a count of it. Clear? So because of this, what is going to happen, there is going to create a pressure on the resources, because if the people are more, if more individuals will be more, right, the number of resources will be required more in that region, so it creates a pressure on it, okay. On the other hand, a controlled growth of population will lead to the availability of resources in the right proportion. Clear children? So what happens? A controlled growth of population. So in a region where there is a controlled growth of population, this will lead to what? Availability. The resources will be available in that particular region. Okay, in the right proportion. So every individual will be able to use the resources if there is a controlled growth of population. A controlled population is an indicator of the development of a region. Clear children? So if there in a region there is controlled population, it indicates what? There will be a development of a region. Clear? Because there will be resources available in plenty, people will be satisfied, they will work there, they will stay, and so the region will develop. Clear? So why the rural areas are not getting developed? Because people are migrating, because they are not getting all the facilities over there, so they are migrating. Clear? If the facilities are available in a particular region, why people will move out? They are not going to move, they are going to stay there, right? So if the people are staying in that region, the region will be developed. Clear? So moving ahead, next is distribution. Now let us, I'll just tell you children, here we'll just discuss one example, okay. Now for example, if in a classroom there are two benches, okay, if in a classroom there are two benches, okay, let us consider there are what, there are two benches, okay. So now there are what, then there are 10 people who wants to sit on those two benches. So what will happen children, they have to adjust, okay, and they will be what they have to adjust, and they have to do what, to sit and to settle in that, in those two benches. They have to what they, it will be very congested for them. They will sit very close to each other, right? Okay, because the only there are two benches, the area is what, it is having only what, in that area only two benches are there. So people will what happen, they have to adjust and they will sit very close to each other. Now for example, the same 10 people, okay, and they have got what, 10 benches, 10 separate benches. Now then what will happen, again are they going to settle in only on those two benches? No, they will what, they will move. Each one will sit separately on one bench. Yes or no? They will what, they will sit, everyone will sit comfortably and separately on the other 10 benches. So because of this, what happens, children? Here, the distribution will appears what? It will be large. Okay, it is what people will what? It will be scattered, right? The students, for example, when there are 10 benches, each one will sit on separate bench, right? So they are getting what, larger area to the people will be the let us had to adjust, the 10 people had to adjust on the two benches, they were sitting very close to each other. So the distribution appears what, the distribution appears what, sparse in that region. Some regions are so, and also the geographical conditions are also vary. Okay, it's not same everywhere, we have studied it. So some regions are what, children, they are well endowed. Endowed means what, which have or which provide, uh, actually see, they are what, these regions are what, well endowed with natural resources. Means they are what, endowed means what, which provide with a quality or ability. Means they are having, they provide natural resources. Okay, clear, good quality natural resources, while others have limited resources. Clear. Again, there is what, here it's not constant everywhere, there is also difference over there, there is also variations we can see. These conditions affect the distribution of population. Clear. So see, in a region where there is what, where there is, where the resources are available in plenty, people will migrate in that region. Where the resources are limited, people will what happen, people will not stay there, they are